Hello, Seiiti Arata. From time to time, it is normal for you to regret a bad decision that you made in the past. That job that you shouldn't have accepted, that diet you shouldn't have abandoned, the investment that you shouldn't have made. This ghost of a bad decision can be haunting you for a long time because of all that emotional pain that a bad decision ends up causing. So, what if you never made that type of mistake again? What if you learned to always make the best decision among all the options available? In today's conversation, we're going to find out exactly how you can do this using just two scientifically proven methods: timing and automation. You make worse decisions at the end of the day, so set aside your mornings to make more complex decisions. Your life is defined in moments of decision. Everything you have today is a result of decisions you made in the past. Your profession, your knowledge, even your health status are all results of your decisions. An average person makes up to 35,000 decisions every single day, and most of them are small decisions like choosing what to wear, but all the decisions will be shaping the direction of our lives. Scientific research shows that at the end of the day, our ability to make decisions worsens. When we wake up and we have a clear mind, we have greater capacity to make better decisions compared to when we are tired at the end of the day. This means that you must reserve your mornings to make more complex decisions. For example, as soon as you wake up, before you even pick up your mobile phone to be checking your notifications, you have to decide what is the most important task that you can do that day. So right now, a good strategy is to use Gary Keller's focus question, which is, what is the one thing that I can do so that by doing that one thing, all the rest becomes easier or unnecessary? Making decisions consumes energy. The more complex the decision to be made, the more energy will be consumed. So the ideal thing to do is to use the morning when our battery is full, and then we can make the most difficult decisions. Leave the simplest decisions for the end of the day, because even if you make a mistake, the impact is going to be small. At the end of the day, you're more tired, and the likelihood of making wrong decisions is greater. Therefore, avoid making complex decisions during this period. Instead of that, reserve the end of the day for simpler decisions. For example, at the end of the day, you can choose and separate what clothes you're going to be wearing at work tomorrow. This way, you avoid consuming your decision power at the beginning of the day with something that could have been chosen the night before. The advantage of making simpler decisions at the end of the day is that even if you make the wrong choices, the impact in your life will still be small. So what you're doing here is to be strategic. In the morning, with better decision-making skills, you make the most difficult choices. At night, with less ability to decide, you just make the simplest choices. Thus, you increase your chances of making good decisions with great impact that will define the direction of your life. Decrease the number of decisions to be made. Automate everything possible. Another way to make better decisions is to decrease the amount of decisions you need to make throughout the day. Since we spend our decision-making power with every single choice that we make, if we make fewer choices throughout the day, we're more likely to get them right. The best way to decrease the amount of decisions we make is to automate everything possible. With every single decision, you have to be thinking, could this be automated? For example, you could place many of your bills in automatic payment. You could use apps to remind you to take your medicine, to change your toothbrush every 3 months, and to go to your optician annually. This is just the basics, but you can go further. You can purchase a robot vacuum cleaner to clean your house every single day at the same time. You can use your standard grocery list to be shopping online and deliver to your home. You can use filters in your email to separate messages according of certain keywords of who is writing to you. Today, we have a mobile phone in our pocket that is so powerful, it has more computing power than the apparatus that took man to the moon. But we basically use that computer to be reading news, to look at cat videos, check, see photos on social media. What if you explored this potential better? Let me just give you an example to turn on your curiosity. Have you ever imagined having a task manager with geolocation, so that as soon as you walk in front of a certain place, it will remind of a task you need to do in that place. For example, if you're walking in front of a supply store, you can be reminded that you need to buy new lamp bulbs because you need them for your bedroom. Create routines to reduce the number of decisions. Habits exist to save you time and energy. All the things that cannot be automated electronically should be placed in routines. Routines must become habits because habits consume much less of our energy and our decision-making power. Having habits is a way for the brain to save energy. You don't decide every single day whether you're going to be brushing your teeth or not. This is just a habit that you created since you were a child and you just do it. Routines are nothing more than a chain of habits that you create so you don't have to be spending every single day deciding the very same thing. For example, you may have a morning routine of waking up and washing your face and writing down your most important task for the day and then meditating and then finally having breakfast. The best way to create and track these routines is using habit tracking apps, the habit trackers. And in the summary of the book Atomic Habits, I have already separated a list of habit trackers that you can reuse right now, and you can just visit arata.se/habit trackers to download the list. Ideally, your routines should be very detailed. So somebody else picking up your to-do list, they would be able to know exactly what to do. Thus, you're putting on autopilot a series of good decisions that you will no longer need to be doing in every day. Your life is defined in moments of decision. So in today's conversation, you learned a strategy to make better decisions using just two principles: timing and automation. Timing is for you to take advantage of the time of the day when you have a greater decision-making capacity to make more complex decisions. You can do this early in the morning and then leave the simplest decisions for the end of the day. Now, automation serves to reduce the amount of decisions you have to make every single day. You can use technology to automate as much as possible, and also you can create routines to turn repetitive actions into habits. There is also a third essential principle for you to make better decisions. It is to be clear about your personal values. To find out what you value the most, you can see a special lesson in the Planning Your Life course on how to identify your greatest personal values by visiting arata.se/planning your life, and you can watch the class right now.